Hello Company Views fans and welcome to today's Company Views Gamecast. What else? I am of course your host, KG, and today's game will be played on Angoville between StoBez and SteadyGeneral07, playing as the Wehrmacht and the US respectively. And we're approaching the 5-second mark. How many times will I say that? If I had a penny, and they say if I had a penny for every time I said that, I would be rich by now. We are, of course, put the 5-second mark. We'll be beginning in 3, 2, 1, go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and many, many more to come. Oh, there you go. Mr. StoBez here builds his Wehrmacht quarters right at the tip of his base sector, which is really good because of course it will minimize reinforcement travel time as well as production to how would you say it? Production to front travel time. Anyway, it's a good practice, that's all I'm saying. And of course SteadyGeneral07 responds by a similar move, placing his barracks at the tip of his base sector. Now, about these players, I do not really know them. Their names do not ring any bells, but by their sayings, they're up there in the ladder, really up in the 20-something rank. The one guy and the other guy is like 70 rank. Well, does it matter? Well, I was looking for a game. I got a game that seemed interesting and I'm casting it. Okay, let's see. No pious spamming for the web player, just standard. 2 Pioneers Vaults opening, and of course an equally normal opening by the American player. As it seems here, our web player has rushed the northmost fuel, north of his base, and has now already sent his volks there, building sandbanks and wiring, which is a pretty good move actually, because he will be able to defend that point pretty good. However, that point is not yet connected because he has skipped the high munition point. Now, a very peculiar move by the US player. He seems to have sent his first rifle squad to cap his high munition point outside of his base, while his engineers are alone in the east, which does not make a lot of sense. I mean, usually you want your riflemen to support your engineers, and as we see here, one of his engineer squads did have to retreat because there are folks there. Of course, this move is gonna help him get hold of the west portion of the map. However, our web player was really clever and he sent his second Pioneer squad over there and already capped the medium fuel point. Now you will see here that rifleman moving to the high munitions point. This is actually a mechanic of the game that allows you to do that, and is explained in a tip provided by Nuclear Sensei, Nuclear Sensei and the Coho section of Game Replays.org, and it's known as cap walking, where essentially you send one of your squad members to the next sector you want to capture, so that when the one you are capturing is done, you immediately start capturing the other one. It's a complicated thing. I don't know. Well, you save some time at the beginning, but maybe you need to focus on some other things if you are not striving to get that few seconds of resources that by your opinion are game changing or something. Now an engagement by the north strategic point turned in favor of the American player. Volks, however, promptly retreated. The squad survived, although he did take some casualties. Another US player garrisons the Stonehouse, just to the north of the player's base. But this move is not going to turn out good. I'm telling you this right now because that rifleman squad is really low on health and on members. So they will have to retreat one way or the other. And they use their hands to their advantage. They're gonna stall for as long as they can, which is a really good move. While back in the north, engineers and pioneers facing each other resulted in the engineers retreating because their brethren that were nearby did not even care. So we have finally and easily reached the 5-minute 13, 14, 15-second mark of the game, and the map seems to be kind of evenly split between the US and the players. And now we had a move by the Wehrmacht player to cut the American player off, and he seems to have accomplished that. However, there are 3 rifleman squads in the area, and those folks, although they are being reinforced, will eventually have to retreat because the rifleman squads can just simply move closer and kill them. However, the sniper is gonna take some 3 shots on those riflemen, but overall, here it is, the retreat, the mass retreat by the Wehrmacht player. There was no chance he could manage with all those American forces nearby. In the meantime, the Wehr player lost one of his pioneer squads. He's probably in the north, around that medium munition point that now the American player caps, and for some reason decided to retreat his engineers, probably to build something back at his base. Back at his base we already have the Trias center up, so his riflemen are going to be top shape and ready to fight. Barracks does not seem to be building anything or upgrading anything, so yeah, the retreating engineers were meant to build the supply depot, so we most probably are gonna see a fast M8 by the American player. While on the other hand, the Wehr player has built a med bunker right outside of his base. He kind of playing it safe, and he thinks he's really pressured to, which actually is justified to think that, because almost the whole map is in the hands of the American player, and seems that he's gonna turtle it for a while. He even got his Kampfrat center up, and he's getting Vet 1 for his infantry as well as his support units. A mine hit by some Volksgrenadiers forces them to retreat, and the uncanny riflemen have no luck trying to flank the MG position. Careful in the west. Prompt retreat by the Wehr player. That pioneer is gonna live to see another day, while a second mine went off by that middle, by that crossroads in the middle of the map, and some more Volks went down, but still the squads are allied, are all okay, although in very, very low health. And you know how it goes. It takes a while for the Volks to regenerate their health, even with their veterancy, that is, unless of course you use your medpacks, but you don't want to do that. Most players don't do that, and it's understandable. 50 munitions for a Volk squad that's gonna probably go into low health once again, once he's meeting a rifleman again. It's not exactly the best investment you can have. Now, Tier 2 had just finished, the upgrade had just finished for the Wehr player, and he's a bit slow on repositioning, refacing actually his MG42, and he's gonna take some losses there, although the rifleman squads were outnumbered by the nearby Volks and the sniper, And in fact, that rifle squad does go down. That is actually pretty bad. I mean, losing a rifleman squad just like that, and not even getting the MG or the sniper, you need to work a bit on your unit reservation, I guess. And for some reason we have 3 engineers in the field. Maybe the American player has already recognized, you know, the way this game is gonna go, and he wants those engineers to get flamers in order to be more effective against the infantry veterans. We'll have to wait and see. While once again, mass retreat by the Wehrmacht player, by the American player's northmost strategic point cut off, and nothing much going on except for the US player getting a tank depot at the 10-minute, 11, 12 and 13 second mark. So a tank depot so early, evident of the fact that the American player holds the whole map, holds the whole freaking map. All victory points, almost all resource points, and the Wehrmacht player has literally 3 sectors under his control, not counting out his base. So he has just 2 sectors. That's a pretty tough spot to be found in that early in the game, and his bandbanger has not paid off yet. Although he is at half the capacity needed to get his first advance squad out, he still needs to work on that. No more veterancy coming for the Wehrmacht player, and now we have an engagement by that Wehrmacht quarters, and here is a very fortunate coincidence, I would say, for the Wehrmacht player. His defensive doctrine choice gives his building, of course, the MGs, and their riflemen are just in range of the MG42, and that MG42 is gonna leave because of base MG42. That's a sight to behold. You don't see that every day, that's for sure. However, double flamers approaching on the position, although they did went into the arc of fire of the MG42, and they do have to. Weird cupping going on by the Wehrmacht player, cupping the strategic point by the northmost victory point. He seems to be trying to cut the American player off, and yeah, he will be able to do that somehow, but it will be just for a few seconds. And we have the Sherman out, and now it's the time that things are gonna get real tough for the Wehrmacht player. Although he has his pack coming out, a Sherman can take a number of hits and still be operational and cause a lot of trouble for him. And if you count in the infantry support by the US players, is this the end for the Wehrmacht player? Is this a game I chose and it's gonna be so short? Oh yeah, let's see. Both Grenadier capping under fire in the north of Verblair's base. Have to retreat, there's nothing else to be done there. Map still in the hands of the US player, the pack is out, the Sherman is in the base, and now this is gonna be deciding how the US player is gonna manage the Sherman. He needs to make the best out of it, and he needs to kill the Wehrmacht player right now. The pack is repositioning, the Sherman is behind the Krieg barracks, he seems to be just fine staying there, and the Wehrmacht player pretty safely move his troops away from the Sherman. And let's see, is he gonna destroy? Is he gonna kill his own building to get line of sight? Could be a possibility. While the rest of the field has turned red, not because of blood, but because the enemy has gotten hold of every piece of it. And now at the 14-minute 0102 second mark, the Wehrmacht player is once again fighting for his survival in a game that is not going his way, that's for sure. Now, this Sherman has been attacking the headquarters for quite a while. The headquarters aren't gonna go down so quickly, so